Hello, and welcome back to another Dokkan battle video. So it is an end of another week. And I know this week was kind of bumpy with Hirudegarn, but we are done with it. It is over. Hirudegarn week is done, finished, finito, all of the expletives that you can use. To be completely honest, it went exactly as I expected it to, where Hirudegarn, his whole gimmick is that he dodges, right? And if he doesn't dodge, he kind of explodes. And that is exactly what happened the entire week. He gave me my first ever loss to Gohan and Frieza, which is hilarious. So I think it's just one of those things where it's like, is Hirudegarn very good? Yeah. Is he also incredibly annoying? Also, yes. So while I do think that Hirudegarn is definitely in this tier of units, it cannot be denied the fact that he is still a dodge or die unit, but the fact that he is on damn near every single extreme class team from this year, like, while being just a decent big bad boss option that you can just kind of toss on the team and it'll work. Like let's look at every single team that he's on from this year, because there's so many of them, right? Look at all this. Movie bosses. We had 2 movie boss teams from this year, right? And if you go transformation boost, 2 teams from this year. Storied figures, 1 more team. Uncontrollable power, you got another team there. You got demonic powers, slug again. Planetary destruction, that was Frieza, right? You just keep looking at these, and he is on like all of them. Like it's really hard to like hate on him when he's on literally every goddamn team in the game. So I think it's like only natural for him to be still a great option, because like if you're ever in a situation where you're going against a fight and it doesn't dodge cancel, you could very reliably just toss Hirudegarn on there and he will more than likely do his job of dodging and be completely fine, and then you never see him again until the fight's over, right? He will do his job and that'll be it. Now obviously he could just fail and die, which has happened, but usually that doesn't tend to happen. Sometimes, hopefully. He's like probably one of the only dodge characters that I feel like completely fails like all the time. So anyway, that's probably where I'd place him right now. I think he is still definitely a very good option. We have 6 characters left until the end of it all. The only thing to do here now is just shuffle it on up and just see what happens. I really don't know who I'd want. We have 4 Super Saiyan characters on here, and any of the Super Saiyan characters are just going to make my life really, really easy. So that would be optimal. And then we have 2 bums. So actually, we only really have 1 bum, because the androids we can hide on the UI Goku team or the Jiren team. But we're going to see how this goes here. Let's just spin this wheel and see what happens. Please be someone like interesting. Future Gohan. Okay, this is going to be the easiest thing ever. Future Gohan is a fantastic unit. Easiest probably way to get to him is... No, he's not on Time Travelers. But we can get to him very easily through it, though. We can get the Future. His team is, like, not usable. Like, the Future team is damn near irrelevant, like, forever. But Future Gohan himself is on a plethora of teams that I think we can definitely make him look really good on. Mainly these 2, right? Beast and then the Super Saiyan Trio. He's probably going to look by far the best on the Super Saiyan Trio team. We'll probably run him on there. And then for like the Goku and Frieza fight, actually probably we'll still just run him on the Super Saiyan Trio team, just because that team is amazing. Alright, let's just go ahead, hop on in game, see if we can make a team that works. We probably will. This is probably going to be a very, very casual, very easy week. So I'll see you guys in game. Cool, so we're in game now. And very obviously I decided to go into Bulma for the first day of today. Now, or the first day of the week, I should say. I don't foresee us having any issues with the Bulma fight, especially not with this team of all teams. We just have so many great units available to us. Like, I didn't even bring physical Gogeta, right? I brought Evolution Blue Vegeta instead. I think that spot would have been really interesting. I could have brought the Gammas, and we would have been able to transform with AGL LR Gohan if the time came. Which, that would be great, by the way. I would love to do that, because LR Gohan is quite good. He is ridiculous. His buff is crazy. So maybe I'll do that when we go against Goku and Frieza. Right, bring LR Gohan. Get him buffed up, get him working. Ooh, you know what? We could get Vegeta built up pretty much instantly here, can't we? I'm fine with my Goku and Vegeta being on rotation, or Goku, Gohan, and Trunks being on rotation here. The movie Eat Trio. Oh my god. 1, 2, 3. He's gonna be at 4 attacks. Thank you, Vegeta. Thank you very much. That would have been perfect. We would have had to survive up the entire fight. It would have been great, but nope, nope. Vegeta said no. So we're not doing it. It's not happening. Which, very annoying. Very annoying. Would have loved to be able to just have that up, but you know, no, it's okay. I do kind of want to replace him with the Gammas, just for the pure possibility of seeing transform AGL LR Gohan. Because look at him, he's already at 600k. He's absolutely ridiculous. What do I do here? Because we just need to have everybody super attack. Gohan can do multiple supers, and then the Gogeta is going to do multiple supers as well, so we should be okay. Same thing with Future Gohan, he will do multiple super attacks. And we do have the buff up as well from both Movie 8 trios, so that's good at least. Not to worry about that. I don't think I'm misremembering anything about Future Gohan's kit, am I? Because all he has to do is get 18 ki for all his damage reduction. Yeah. And it's a guaranteed super attack at 20 ki as well. Which would be helpful. Provided, you know, we needed it. But it doesn't look like we do. Now, I don't think he's going to be fantastic for this fight. He'll be okay. And then we'll have his domain active, which is going to do, like, actually nothing. But, it's fine. It's fine. I'm sure everything will be a-okay. Oh, that was Gohan without the Bulma buff, which we'll have when he comes back. Alrighty, what do we got here? That is a lot of int orbs. Okay. Yeah, let's do that. And we should still have 5. Oh, 8 orbs for Bulma. That's even better. Okay, cool. Now, Vegeta has his revive ready. He is still dodging for some goddamn reason. Thank you, Vegeta. Okay. What the hell? Do I have a UI Vegeta now? Is he just going absolutely ballistic just to troll me? What is going on? I need him to not do that when we get into, like, Goku and Frieza and stuff. Because that'd be bad. That'd be really bad. Like, genuinely terrible. Now, Future Gohan, he, just like Merge Zamasu 2 weeks ago, right? One of the things about him is that he really, really, really likes to be in short events because of the way his damage reduction works. Which, obviously, we're not in a short event right now. We're already going to be on turn 5, right? So he will pop his domain next turn because it's going to be his 5th turn. So it's like he would want to be in a short fight. We are very clearly not in one. But the reason that I say this is because his damage reduction is like turn gated. But we do have a couple short fights in the game right now with both the Memorial battles. One of which I'm a little iffy on him in Janemba, and that's just because he's STR, which means he like will super juice up Janemba for that fight, making it so that if Janemba decides that he wants to get funny and silly and do a super attack, he would explode Future Gohan like a piece of candy, right? Which would not be great. He would just obliterate him. send him well off into the moon, and that would not be fun. We are not going to pop this yet. We'll probably wait until the next turn. We don't need to do it now. If we were like on a really bad key rotation, right, if the key was awful, I would probably use it, because then that would make it easier for us to pass the turn. But since Future Gohan is going to be getting his additional super attacks in, we don't have to really worry about that. And these guys could do additionals as well. Very clearly they're not, but they could. Because we really only need like one person to get an additional super attack on the turn, and Future Gohan is guaranteed to do that anyway. So like it's not that big of a deal, at least in my opinion. I do kind of wish that... Is that 12 million? Okay. Okay. That is, I think, the highest I've ever seen him. Remember, my Future Gohan is 55%. So... that was almost enough to break Goku and Frieza damage. When we bring him in there, he's not breaking it. There's no shot. Like, I don't think there's any way that he does. Just because, like, the way he's designed, he was never designed to do damage. Like, he can do, like, decent damage. Like, I think 11 million, you know, it's decent. 11, 12 million, it's like, okay. It's not bad damage at all. It's not amazing, but it's not bad. Right? I would consider, like, Fat Boo has bad damage. Right? Where he's dropping, like, 6 millions, 5 millions, right? That's bad. But from what I'm seeing, he's kind of cooking. Do we? No, not yet. Not yet. There's not enough physical orbs here. If there was more physical orbs, I would totally go into standby, right? And see if we could like get Future Gohan Giga juiced with his defense. Next turn, I think we could. I think we definitely could next turn. Only problem is we're not going to really have a slot 1 character next turn if we do that. Like, what I mean is, when we get to the SDR phase, we're not going to have a slot 1 character. So that's when I would want to wait for, just so that we have one of those for that. That's why you typically bring, like, Physical Gogeta. It's because, like, he can just taunt Bulma, and she can't do anything. And you'll be able to debuff her and do every little bit of shenanigans that you need to do. That's one other thing about Future Gohan. He doesn't have any debuffs in his kit. Which, with how they're designing fights nowadays, debuffs can be really helpful. Like, obviously, this Bulma fight, if you're debuffing her, she's, like, significantly easier, right? That's one big thing to make this easier. But then you also have, you know, the ability for certain fights to be, like, defensively debuffed or offensively debuffed, or, like, stun, sealed, that kind of thing, right? And I think that could definitely help. So if you have, mainly I think it's offensive debuffs. Because, like, offensive debuffs are always going to be helpful. Defensive debuffs, not too much, because it's, like, something where if you crit, you're going to be ignoring their defense anyway, right? But offensive debuffs, we've seen multiple fights this year where you're able to do that in. This fight, Kid Buu, you could offensively debuff Gogeta during the 9th anniversary, right? There's been a plethora of fights that you can do that to. So I think going forward, they might still allow us to do that, especially if the fight has, like, obscene levels of stats, right? I think it's very possible for us to keep seeing, like, debuffable fights where, yeah, you can debuff them, but they're still going to hit really hard, right? And Future Gohan doesn't have anything in his kit that does that. So I think when he does EZA, one of the biggest things that they could give him is not only making his super attack effects a little bit better, right? The one thing they can do is they can just tack on, like, 30%, like, defensive support. Like, they easily could. There's nothing saying that they couldn't do that. Or not defensive, or, like, the offensive debuff. We do kind of have to pop this now, just so that it is used, because it does give Gohan defense debuff for the rest of the fight. It is also nice to see that KO screen. I do really like it a lot. It's really goddamn good. Only problem with that is... Oh, well, actually, let's watch this real quick. Alright, so now we have Big Pookie out. 12 million defense. The AGL Gohan. He's a little good, I think. I think he's just a little good. Might be a tad good. God. I love the buffed units so much. We're just gonna keep rolling like this. This should do literally 0 to Gogeta. Well, not 0, but pretty much. The only thing is, right, next turn, we don't have the 18 key buff from the other Goku, Gohan, and Trunks, but we are just gonna go into standby, and he should be completely fine. Plus, Bulma's gonna get, like, massively offensively debuffed from this entire rotation. I'm telling you, these units just having these random debuffs on there is really, really nice. Whether it be their 18 keys, their 12 keys, whatever the hell it may be, it is so nice to just have it on there, just in case. Because, like, even if, like, you're using them in Battlefield, that's going to be useful. Like, there's plenty of places where debuffs are really, really helpful. And, like, that's something that, like, you can definitely feel when a unit doesn't have them. Right? Because, like, when a unit does, most of the time you don't see it, you don't notice it until you're in a situation like this, where a fight can be debuffed, and then you're really noticing the effect on it. That's why, like, despite me not liking him very much, AGL Vegito Blue is very good in this fight, specifically, because of the fact that he can debuff Bulma so goddamn much on his active skill turn, that, like, it will almost completely negate her, like, offensive stacking, right? He can do a stupid amount of offensive debuffs. He's not going to do any damage, really, but he's going to debuff the hell out of her. So, like, that's something that I do think is really, really valuable, even if, like, the rest of his kit doesn't really do anything. But, like, that part, great for this fight, specifically. Let's just go into the standby here, so that future Gohan, like, is going to be completely fine. We can pop this as well. It doesn't really matter. Vegeta is by far built up by now. Future Gohan is currently at 400k. We grab this. That shoots him up to what, exactly? Yeah, basically 500. He's alright. He's alright. Some say he's a little good. The fact that he's like damn near he's easily been the best unit out of the entirety of that worldwide for so long. I do like that about him a lot, is that he's just held up really well. He dropped and he was great. He stayed being good all year. Like, sure, he had moments where he wasn't, like, amazing just because the fights were really long and he didn't really have a spot on any of the teams. But he was still usable for, like, the majority of the year. And then, like, this team dropped and it just brought his effectiveness back right up to where it was before, where he's like, I'm a really solid option. You can toss me on here and I'll be great. And I'll do my job. I'll be tanky for the first couple turns, I'll pop a domain, I'll pop my active skill, and we're going to be completely fine. You won't have to worry about me, and I like that. I do like that kind of security a lot about future Gohan. I know I'm yapping kind of like a lot today about him. Like, can you really blame me? It's just like, it just works. What he does just works. Oh, this is odd. Okay, interesting. Well, this is done. This is over, like, easily. Because if this doesn't kill, then we'll kill with the Miraculous Punch next turn. Also, no super attacks from Bulma since that first super attack against Gogeta. 34 million, by the way. He's a little good. He's a little good. Just a little bit. Teensy-weensy bit. I like him so goddamn much. Like, this is the kind of power that I expect from future Gohan when he gets his EZA in like 2 years. If the game is still around by the time future Gohan gets his EZA, I want future Gohan to just like be an absolute monster. To be fair, the entirety of those worldwide units deserve to be monsters, and I hope by the time we get to their EZAs that they're able to change active skill conditions, because all of them have terrible, terrible conditions, and I would love to see those change. Like, literally, you change every single one of the worldwide characters' conditions from not being completely terrible to being good. Like, if you change every single one of their turn, like, conditions to, like, third turn, they're cooking. They're cooking. They're perfectly fine. Remove all conditions except for, like, instead of making it their fifth turn, just make all of them turn 5. Turn 5, or turn 3, turn 4, or whatever. Boom. Easy claps. They're all incredibly a lot better. Anyway, that was it for day 1 of Future Gohan Week. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. If you're excited for this week, please do share that with me. And any suggestions or team comps you want me to like test out for him, I'll be fine with it. We'll run stuff and make it work and be happy with it. Anyway, that's gonna be it for today. See you guys all in the next one. Bye bye.